Welcome to Redacted, a podcast about video games and video game related things. My name is Shawn, and with me tonight is EJ.
Hi.
Tim. And Nader.
Hello.
We'll start off like we normally do with video game releases coming up for December 9th, 2014. The Dark Below expansion for Destiny for all of the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, and PS3 that's coming out for.
Yeah, the Wii. I'm kidding. It's not. It's not on the Wii.
Lara Croft and the Temple of the Osiris for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. There's a Gold Edition and a Season Pass coming out as well. And then Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy is coming out for the 3DS.
Nader just got hard.
And then after that, on the 12th, is a Nintendo Ambio Figures Wave 2.
Amiibo. It's Amiibo.
Get it together.
Yeah. They're coming out with the Zelda, Diddy Kong, Luigi, Little Mac, Pit, and Captain Falcon.
So pumped for Captain Falcon.
Are you?
So pumped.
Do you have a Wii?
No, I don't care. It's
Yet.
I want
He doesn't have one yet.
I want that Amiibo because it's Captain Falcon. It's the captain.
Yeah, I was talking to, I think it was you, EJ, that they're just trying to cash in on the whole Skylanders thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, everyone has.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, understandably, I mean, it's monetarily, it's bank.
As soon as everyone realized that you can sell a game and then sell like little figures for like $25 for a 3-pack, where like the figures are different characters for the game.
And
I'm surprised they haven't made a Pokemon version yet. I honestly
it's
really
probably on its way.
don't say that.
Yeah,
And-
Because I will buy everything. Single one of them.
Oh, you
all
actually
of them.
you play Pokemon? Oh yeah, no, you're about the age to
Pokemon is like one of, to this day, it's one of the only classic, well done RPGs. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. He's talking to you, Final Fantasy.
Actually, I am kind of
He's
talking to you,
staring
Final Fantasy.
directly into your cold.
I really, really am. Stop messing with. I'm old school.
Don't
I
do
like
it.
my turn based. I like.
I do like turn based.
I don't need all this active.
the paradigm
combat.
system was still turn based. It still had the timer bar.
Yeah, but it's that real time jump where I like my guys. I like my turn based. I like my
He
guys
likes
on
to
one
take
side.
45 minutes to decide what he wants to do.
Yes,
Without anyone else killing him.
and I don't want anything moving. I like my guys lining up on one side and the enemy lining up on the other side, and we trade blows.
So you just like. Are you a Revolutionary War enthusiast?
Kind of,
Of course.
kind
And
of.
Just to chime in, Skylanders is definitely ripping off of Warhammer.
Yeah.
They're not ripping it off.
in an electronic
Well-
version. Well, actually, no, it's more like what was it? HeroClix.
HeroClix. Yeah.
HeroClix is really more what kind of started that.
I don't get that either.
Well, because I understand where you're going to go with Warhammer, but you had to buy it and paint it. And for I think a lot of people, that was probably somewhat
You could get
inhibitive because I used to paint Warhammer figures. I never played the game in my life, but because I have some monicum of like artistic talent, I was able to paint them in a way that people would throw money at me to paint their armies.
I just played. I enjoyed regular Warhammer 40K. I couldn't spend another like $6,000
Space
on
Marines.
And you never played a game of Warhammer?
I've never played a single game of Warhammer
Neither
40K,
have I.
any of those miniatures
You're
games
not
in my
missing
life.
anything.
No.
Warhammer is one of the most complicated, drawn out games
It really
I've ever
isn't.
seen.
It really isn't. It's a trigonometry class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's barely even
Well,
a
I mean,
game.
It's like a tabletop version of EVE Online.
Well, actually, speaking
That's
of
actually a really good
tabletop versions
comparison.
of like games, there is a Star Wars like a TIE Fighter miniatures
Yes.
game. It
Apparently
looks
really
fantastic.
good. I've heard
That
nothing
does
but
actually
good
look really
it's actually
cool.
a lot of fun. I've
Is
played
it?
it. It's a whole lot of fun.
It's a Starfighter miniatures game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
exactly,
fun.
exactly. That actually kind of looks cool. But again, you buy everything. Everything's pre-painted. You just kind of set it up and go. You don't have to spend 3 years painting the figures and then figuring out your strategy and making sure you have absolutely every.
Well-
I think it was like a point system they had to work under and
Yeah.
everything. Like that's cool and everything. I don't have the patience.
Well,
Or the
they
time.
they also expanded
that
on
too.
their miniatures game. It's basically the expansion of their miniatures game, which is fantastic. And I have an AT-AT because, well,
Who doesn't want one?
Why-
I remember when you got that AT-AT.
I got it for a present.
What,
Yeah,
did you get
Christmas
it from
present. An ex at the time, a girlfriend at the time bought it for me for a Christmas present.
Oh, I thought you got it at Allied.
No. Well, she might have gotten it through Allied. She probably got it through Allied because it was the time when I was hanging out at Allied a lot, basically working for no pay there. Because this asshole sitting next to me would fail to show up.
Hey, that happened like once, maybe twice.
Well,
Bleep
if
that.
it happens as often as it happens for any of the shows, it's more than once or twice.
Hey, I was sick. I was like super sick.
Yeah, you were on Facebook.
I know. I was asleep. Well, oh, really? You don't lay in bed on Facebook?
No.
Really? Never?
I see. I have a wife, so I don't need to.
Well, we're not all as lucky.
Anyway, back to the games. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, it was announced that they're re-releasing Final Fantasy VII for what was it, PC?
PS4.
Sorry, PS4, but it's a direct PC port. They're not up-resing.
Nope.
It's the exact.
It's not even an HD up-res.
It's the exact same game as you have, as you probably have two copies of sitting at home.
I'm
for
good with
PS2.
it. I'm good with it. I'll still, I'll
So
pay them the $30.
How much?
I hope to God it's full price just to make
people like him.
yeah,
No, it
because
better
they know
not be
people
full
like
price.
you exist.
It's
going to be $60.
I'm not gonna lie, I would pay.
Although
$60.
I would pay $60 for just a port of Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, I'd pay $60.
But they did that with the PS3, and I paid what, $15.
I really hope there's a Final Fantasy VII PS4 bundle, and they just make everyone buy it.
Well,
People like you exist.
You plaster like that. You know that
the Comet. You plaster the Comet logo
There,
on it.
Sephiroth was Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah.
So that one beat out wallpaper that everyone used since 1997.
His profile with the 95-foot long sword.
The profile with the 95-foot long sword and the fire in the
flames.
background.
Yeah.
Like
Nibelheim.
that one that literally everyone and their mother has used as their background for one reason or another. You put that as a skin over the PS4, and no, it'll sell for $500 a piece.
Yep.
Outright, it will do
Easily. And like you won't even be able to keep them on the shelves.
Oh, if you could make a
in
GIF,
Asia you will be able to. Like Japan, they're not going to care.
if you could make like
They might.
if you could make a holographic GIF of the SD Sephiroth with like the flowy hair, it'd sell out. Like it would just like there would be mass riots.
They
in the
could make the
streets.
PS4 look like Sephiroth.
All 5 pixels.
That was my Crunchyroll the avatar for a long time was the chibi Sephiroth
Oh yeah,
with the flowy hair.
Yeah. And then they're releasing what was it? Virtual Fighter. It was
Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5 for PC and PS4 only.
Yeah. It's not a timed exclusive.
Absolute
It's
exclusive.
a giant middle finger to Microsoft.
Well, apparently they accidentally announced it. They didn't.
It leaked.
Leaked. That's
Someone grabbed the trailer.
Well, the two fighting game people here could actually speak on that.
You go.
Because
I'm not one of them.
why would you ever play a fighting game on an Xbox?
Yeah, the controller's just
You
not
can
laid
get a
out
turbo
for
controller.
it.
Or a game,
You can.
a fighting stick.
You can get a stick for it, but not everybody plays a stick. We know a ton of people that don't play with a stick,
Yeah.
and they'd rather play with a controller. And the Microsoft
I am
controller.
absolutely one of those people. I'm one of those people that when I game on PC, I have programs that will emulate keyboard strokes on like a 360 controller, for instance, because I've gotten so used to it over the last 10 or 15 years I've been console gaming. Before that, I really wanted to port my keyboard mouse over.
PC Master Race.
And then after that, I just got so used to the dual analog that going back, I'm slower with a mouse now. However, I've actually thought about it. There are devices you can buy online now for like keyboard mouse operation on like on the PS4, I think specifically. Yep. So I was thinking about looking into that, maybe just to get some of those chops back.
You really should, because it does enhance a lot. Because the analog sticks, as good as they may get, they're still not as responsive as mouse.
Yeah, especially if you like. I have one of the Razer gaming mice that you can adjust the RPI. I think it is. Mm-hmm. So you can adjust basically how quickly it moves across the screen.
The DPI.
The DPI. That's what it is. English. English. No, but. And I've definitely toyed with those settings, and I went, wow, this is just like I'm moving yards and yards, and it's not moving at all. And I move it all the way up, and then all of a sudden I can't track my mouse anymore.
Yeah. Well, going back to Street Fighter V, it being exclusive on PC and PISA. I'll do it on both sides. Even though I'm a PlayStation fanboy, I'll still give shit to my side as well.
You know, I wonder. I can't help but wonder if the exclusivity of it is coming from Sony. Has kind of started realizing over like last month or two that they are very much missing out on exclusive titles. They do not have
Oh, they're not.
No, they're not.
No.
Are you
They
kidding?
have,
It's the other
they have
side.
Tomb Raider. And I'm not talking about next gen. I'm not talking. I'm talking about PS3.
The hell are you
360.
talking about?
Oh, PS3 and 360 are
360 has two exclusive titles for it. 3 if you count Dead Rising, but who cares?
which one?
Halo?
How can you say that? Who
Halo,
cares on Dead
Crackdown-
Rising?
No, Halo, Crackdown, Gears of War, Mass
Two-
Effect was exclusive for a while, but that they dropped
Two
that.
exclusives that matter.
Crackdown.
No.
Crackdown.
No, Crackdown. Crackdown was a good
1
game.
was one of the best-selling games on that system.
Yeah, and the best Crackdown
fa-
game to date is Saints Row 4.
The fact that Crackdown 2 was fumbled by
the same engine.
by the company that handled it is entirely different. I still played it, and I still like that game.
Okay, well,
I'm not
let's-
going to defend it's a good game.
Then let's look at the exclusives for both sides. Halo, Gears, Titanfall, I guess.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
first one at least. The next one's going to be cross-gen or cross-platform.
But what about Advanced Titanfall?
That's cross-platform. Crackdown. What else? Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
I don't know if I said it again in this list. All right, now let's look at the PS4. God of War, Uncharted,
Infamous.
Infamous.
Infamous is
everything
awful.
that Santa Monica. Shut your mouth. Everything that Sony Santa Monica makes, which includes Gears of War, the Order 1066.
Right.
That one. What the hell is that one horror game?
PT?
No.
Or not
Last of Us.
Silent Hill.
Last of Us.
No, not Silent Hill.
Was Last of Us on
Last
360?
Last of Us
It got the.
is
Last of Us was
It got the
PS3.
remaster. No, the one that was at E3. The guy that made Dark Souls.
Bloodborne.
Yes, Bloodborne.
Which just looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Looks so good.
it's the next iteration of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls was amazing.
not to mention all
Demon
of the-
Souls was amazing.
Not to mention and Street Fighter 5, and not to mention all of the exclusive content that's going to Sony exclusive, permanently. I don't know. Well, some
Well,
of
I
it
mean,
might be. Some of it might be timed.
Sony's getting a lot of PS.
They're getting a lot of developer
They're getting a lot of
support.
exclusive DLC, timed exclusive.
They have the
DLC
best.
For
They have the
Destiny.
best first party developers. Period.
And they have the indie scene in their pocket
Yeah.
because Microsoft still has the parity clause in their
Well, they keep forgetting to pay their indie developers.
Yeah, they
too.
do.
well, and they also have the clause written into their contracts when you publish on XBLA that you have to have exclusive Microsoft content. Mm-hmm. So that
Oh,
it's,
so if you-
driving
okay.
the indie industry away from Xbox.
Really?
Which
Yep.
would
Yeah.
explain why I've seen a lot of indie titles that I recognize from Steam and PC previously start to come out on PS4.
Yeah, because-
or get announced for PS4, and I'm like, actually, that's
And
kind of
No
really
Man's
cool.
Sky.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah,
No
Because-
Man's
is No Man's Sky exclusive to the PlayStation 4?
I am like 90% sure it is. I might be wrong.
Because the indie because when Sony went, we want to attract the indie market to Sony. They went publish a game on PSN. Go for it. We won't put really any restrictions on you to publish a game on our. You don't need an independent publisher like you did on the 360. You don't need to have exclusive content for the
PS4 and PC.
PlayStation. You just make a game, publish it, have fun.
So that's not. So then, but you were
No
saying
Man's
that,
Sky is PS4 and PC.
That's really cool. I'm super excited for that game.
But yeah,
Super
you
excited.
can't compare exclusives between the Xbox and Sony anymore. Sony wins.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, and if you're going to
until
compare,
Minecraft 2.
and if you're if you're going to compare racers, Microsoft's
that's
got
right,
Forza,
since
and
my-
Sony's
since,
got Gran Turismo.
Since I guess Facebook bought out.
Microsoft bought Mojang.
Was it Microsoft that bought
Microsoft bought
Facebook bought Oculus.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Facebook bought
and
Oculus.
that's where I was thinking of because Notch had said that if Facebook buys them because they were working on an Oculus version.
They were working on
and he
Minecraft.
said if that happens, I'm walking away, and that's what happened.
And
they
then he
walked
sold
away.
it to Microsoft, and Microsoft's probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Microsoft's going to make it connect Minecraft, and
Really?
Probably.
it's Microsoft.
So how's that going to work?
So what? Wait, you're just gonna sit in front of your couch and just do this?
They bought no.
You're gonna
They
choke the moose.
They didn't. They did not buy Mojang for Minecraft. They're going to keep Minecraft as cross platform as they can get, so they can make as much money off as they
That's
possibly
true.
can. They bought Mojang for the base.
For the base of what?
Customer base.
The customer base.
And they're probably going to use that customer base to launch whatever game service that Microsoft's been wanting to launch for like the last 5 years.
where does 4J Studios play into this?
4J is the console converter.
Yeah, they're the
okay.
studio that made the console version.
Oh, okay, well that's where I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're the studio that transferred their publisher slash converter, because they made the console versions of Minecraft, because Minecraft was just originally a PC game,
right?
And they 4J was the studio that converted it over to console for console, strictly for console use, like not having to remember how to build a pickaxe so you can go into the
right. No, they made it more GUI sort of friendly.
Yeah. More of a console GUI friendly.
Yeah,
version.
exactly.
So because you don't have all the controls like you do in, once again, going back to the PC versus console, you don't have the dexterity of a mouse, so you can't really like kind of drag the things around to make whatever you want to make.
Right, you lose some of that fine movement control.
Yeah. So they condensed it down to make it friendly for the console gamers.
Okay, so that's purely what 4J was doing. Okay, well that's
because Nader here was played it on PC, and he didn't like it because there was no like way to figure out.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah,
you tried it on PC,
and like it got to the point where like night would fall for the first time, and I was dumb because I wanted to build my first base in like a snow biome, and I spent a lot of time walking around, and it would get to the point where like night would fall the first night, and I don't have anything built. I'm carving out a hole in the side of a mountain and hiding.
I have been in that position.
The monster
and
count on PC is
PC at night will punch you in the pooper on easy.
Yeah, no, that is literally a matter of you dig yourself a hole, you put a block over it, and you wait.
Yeah, PC on easy is harder than console on hard.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And that's on straight vanilla Minecraft. There are so many adventure mods and like story mods.
If you put shaders on too, it gets twice as dark.
Really?
Oh god, yeah.
There's another thing that happened with Minecraft too. They restricted or they banned pay to play servers.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
well,
that is a good thing.
It's not a good thing because it wasn't like you pay to play Minecraft. It was you pay to play a specific version of Minecraft. It was user generated mods that they wanted to have like subscription fees for.
Probably mostly just to be able to upkeep the custom server and the hosting. So
hosting space. Yeah, hosting space.
Well, that
because running a server.
Surprisingly enough, that happened 3 months before the Microsoft acquisition went through.
Huh.
But like the pay to play servers went away, and it was people put a lot of work into these servers, and it wasn't just a straight vanilla Minecraft server. It was a fully user generated server.
Right. Well, kind of like what I was doing with I had Galacticraft running on a private server here.
It wasn't even that. It would be their own homebrew. It would be their own homebrew version of the game.
Okay, so something they had actively gone in and coded themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't. It like you could pay to play on some of the vanilla Minecraft servers, but most of the Minecraft servers that were pay to play were basically ground up redesigning Minecraft, and you got to play in their world.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't just pay to play Minecraft for a subscription.
So
fee.
Really, you were paying that coder.
Yeah,
it was like a complete mod for the game.
You were basically paying an indie developer to mod Minecraft to something that you wanted to play.
So it would almost
That's
be
cool.
To put it in very very simple terms. It would almost be like paying an indie developer to use, say, the Quake with the ID4 engine or the Quake engine. You know which one I'm talking about? Like it's just using that engine and build something almost from scratch within an engine like that. They were almost using it as an engine, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they were using Minecraft as an engine and then putting their own like flair on it. It was to put it into equal very equal terms for a game that I've been on its balls for a long time. Tribes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The original Tribes, you could get your own. You could get your code modifier. You could download a program for Tribes, and you can go into the source code and modify the source code and build your own game off the Tribes engine.
Okay.
And the servers were hosted through Tribes, but
And a lot of times those games that had the manipulated code were better than Tribes.
yeah, well, and Tribes and Sierra knew that when they were building Tribes because they went, here's a base game, go have fun with it.
Yeah.
And Mojang did that a lot too, because Notch and his team went, we're going to build a base system, and then we're going to rely on the users to build whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because they really took it and went, this is Legos. This is Legos for the PC. Build what you want.
Yeah.
And they'll do bug coding and source coding for it. But then they went, build your world. Build what you want to build. And I found that fantastic. You really should watch the Mojang documentary. It's fantastic. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. It's wonderful.
Is it in English or is it in Swedish?
It's in English.
Okay.
It's done. I believe it's done by an American documentary team.
Okay.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it is.
Do you know what the name of it
I
is?
might have to check that out.
Let me research that and we can get back to that.
And back to Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
It's exclusive to PS4 because Sony assisted Capcom in developing.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's going to be cross-platform between PS4 and PC.
Which is awesome.
That's
That's really
fantastic.
cool.
Was it?
PSX happened today and a lot of things.
Yeah.
They announced EA's giving away 3 games on PlayStation Network.
Really?
Mirror's Edge on the PS3, Plants vs. Zombies.
I just bought that again.
Plants vs. Zombies Garden
You bought
Warfare
it for
on the PS4.
$250.
I did.
Yeah.
You bought what for $250?
Mirror's Edge.
$2.50.
That's a good.
I never.
That's $2.50 well
yeah,
spent.
I never
Yeah.
bought it, so I'm going to download the shit out of it later.
It's the best $2.50 you've ever spent.
Plants vs. Zombies
Well,
Garden
the thing is,
Warfare on the PS4.
I had it pre-ordered. I have the special edition bag from pre-ordering it. The same bag you have. I have that upstairs.
It's right-
I love that bag. It served me so
I know.
Bag
well.
is so
It's
good.
good.
Mine's still in my car.
Yeah, and the PS4 game is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
I've been thinking about getting that.
Well, now we can download it.
Yeah. Wait, the one's that coming out?
And they're out now. Free, yeah.
Oh, is that for PlayStation Plus?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just giving away for PlayStation in general.
Oh, I'm downloading Mirror's
Okay,
Edge.
well,
tonight.
And
we need to
for
fix those.
Need for Speed
I
Most
still have my
Wanted on
hard
the
copy.
Vita.
Oh, do you really?
Yes.
Nice.
And
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna download Mirror's Edge, and then I'm gonna get the no gun achievement.
Can I tell you guys that I don't have a Vita. Anytime any of the
Not many
Vita
people
games
do.
come up, I still download them
Because
I'll
you
still-
might get a Vita at some point.
well,
Yeah.
PlayStation TV.
PlayStation TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation.
The Vita
You didn't
TV.
hear about this?
No.
No. PlayStation has basically what is a Vita without a screen, working as basically a small TV server, and you can stream
think
to
like
it from your
Roku or
PS4.
Amazon Fire. It's basically just a little TV box.
Except you can stream to it from your PS4. So, for instance, with the office upstairs, I can leave my PS4 down here, or actually, I can leave my PS4 in the office, hook that up to the projector, and play off of the PlayStation TV on my projector instead of schlepping my PS4 up and
Yeah.
down the stairs. Yeah, the look on your face, yes.
That's crazy.
And it's $100.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I don't know if being able to play games you downloaded for the Vita on the network will run on it like
it's
that.
Vita hardware. I think
It
it might.
might.
It might.
It depends if the games were compatible for that to begin with.
Well, that's the thing. I know there's not 100% compatibility,
yeah.
but you know what? I mean, yeah.
The other
It's
stuff,
worth a try.
yeah. The other stuff that got announced was there was a 15-minute gameplay trailer for Uncharted 4 where Troy Baker is playing Nathan Drake's older brother.
Oh God.
So Troy Baker and the fuck, I can't remember his name. Drake. Wow.
Nathan.
Yeah, the voice actor. He's been
Nathan
in
Nolan.
every. Yeah, Nolan North.
No, the North. No, yeah, Nathan North.
Captain Mal.
Yeah.
Captain Mal Reynolds.
There's a new.
That's not who plays.
No, that's Nathan Fillion.
That's
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion.
There's a new feature for Bloodborne, which is a procedural dungeon crawling co-op mode.
Oh
Or,
my
called the
god,
Chalice
looks
Dungeon.
so good. Dark Souls. Dark Souls with guns.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
essentially.
it's gonna be Dark Souls with
That
guns.
I might have. Dark Souls doesn't hold a lot of interest for me. I haven't really played it yet, though. That's the thing. So I might have to give it a shot.
Because it is punch you in the butthole hard.
Oh yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah. I like games with a little challenge. I don't want to be frustrated in 5 minutes.
This game will frustrate you. It is so hard and so unforgiving.
I'll have to borrow it. I'll have to borrow it off of
steep.
someone before I decide to buy it.
I'll lend it to you. I have it. I think I have it for 360.
Do you remember us trying?
Because there are 9 of those upstairs.
Oh, fair point.
Do you remember us attempting the Vault of Glass on hard mode?
Yes.
It's like that. The whole game's like that.
It's like that. That is the entire game.
Except harder. I would say probably a little harder.
That's a good that's a good balance of relatability for the toughness of the game. Because we got our crap pushed in from the confluxes.
Oh yeah.
That's about the toughness of Dark Souls. Well, that's the toughness of Demon Souls.
Oh, Demon Souls.
Dark Souls is the easy version of
Demon Souls.
Of Demon Souls.
Oh God, yes. Demon Souls was so hard. It was make you cry hard. Like the game didn't care. It doesn't care. It doesn't care if you feel like you know what it's going to do or you know what it's about. It will still just wreck you. And then make you beg for it to do it again. Like that's how bad it is.
So that is the equivalent. That video game is the equivalent of an abusive relationship.
Oh yeah.
To a T.
Oh yeah.
To an absolute T.
I'm sorry, game. It was my fault. I jumped off that cliff. Take me back, please.
There was a point where I played Dark Souls. I got it. I was coming from Demon Souls. I got it. I get to the first boss. I fought the first boss for 2 weeks before I finally beat it.
Straight. Wow. 2 weeks straight.
Like every day, a couple hours a day, fought that boss for 2 weeks. Finally beat it. Get to the next area. It's called Blighttown. Got lost. Didn't know how to get back out. Couldn't get back out. And ended up putting down the game for like 3 months.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. That's kind of happens. What happens to me with a lot of games. Like I try and like 100% finish every game I can, and admittedly that still hasn't been a whole lot of games because I'll get to a point like for instance with San Andreas. There was a point in San Andreas where you had to finish the flight school, and there was one race I could not get through, and like I put it down for 6 months.
I do that with games.
Yeah, no, I finally came back.
I've done that with
finished
most Naughty Dog games, actually.
Right,
I did
yeah,
with The
and
Last
I can
of
see
Us.
that.
I did it with
Yeah.
Uncharted 2 and 3.
I still haven't finished.
How
Uncharted
is
1, 2, or 3.
The Last of Us?
One of the best games I've played in the
Yeah,
last 10
one
years.
of the
Really?
best
Like,
survival horror
It
games.
is not even just survival. It's one of the best
Because
games
I remember when it came out and it got rave reviews and I really wanted to play it, but I didn't have a PS3 at the time. But now I do. And
you can borrow my copy.
yeah,
Nader.
okay.
Actually,
Imagine Resident Evil 4, but better.
can I make a suggestion?
Resident Evil 4.
I don't know if it's still available. There was a Black Friday deal bundle. PlayStation 4, GTA 5, and Last of Us Remastered. $400.
That's not bad.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's
not bad at
basically
all.
a $300 PS4.
Yeah. So
Let me see if it's still up.
I got that as a gift for someone. It's sitting over there, but but the thing is,
You'll be tackled to the ground if you get within 2 feet of it.
It was a Black Friday deal, and I was able to get it like Thanksgiving night on Amazon at like 10:30. So like I didn't even have to worry about any of the extras. But it's come up once or twice since. But I'm not sure how many more times. If it comes up and you have the cash, get it.
Yeah, let me know.
Right, this time
I'll
it might be
have to
sold
look
out.
at that
I'm
because
looking.
I've actually heard like that one doesn't have the camera. I've heard that there's the exact same bundle with a camera for the same price.
Yeah,
I was just talking to my boss the other day, who's also in the games, and when we end up working together, we talk about a lot about that sort of stuff. And he was mentioning that bundle. I was like, I didn't see that, so I saw the bundle he was talking about and the bundle that I bought, and they're not the same thing. So
It's so good. I love it so much. I lapped that guy.
Speaking
Yes, you
of
did.
games that I need to borrow from you, what's up with Kingdom Hearts
I gotta find it. I
1.5?
need to find it.
HD remix
It's in a
because
box somewhere. I just moved. Well, kind
because
of.
the second one just came out, and
we covered that. We covered that last week because that was one of the 2 games that seemed to have come
That we
out.
found. Yeah,
that we found.
There's a much larger PC list.
Yeah, in reverence to my probably 3 listeners right now, I'm trying to find a much better list of game releases because the lists I found are kind of hit or miss.
You're probably gonna have to go through the week and like actually compile it from different lists.
yeah, that's
I'm probably going to have to do that, and that's actual work, and I was trying to avoid that. But you know, I'll have
Only the best for our listeners.
Yeah, I'll have to actually have to do that. No, I know I've seen in the past very good lists, and I just can't find them. Like it always seems like I miss something on the lists that I get.
have any good MMOs come out recently? I'm looking for a new MMO to
Destiny.
play. Besides Destiny.
The new expansion for Star Wars: The Old Republic comes out on Tuesday.
That's true. That's coming out.
I didn't think you mentioned.
How
I don't
was
think I
the
did.
Old Republic? I heard very mixed
It was
things
good
about it.
The story was very good. The end game was
Non-existent.
No, okay.
They've been adding more.
They've been at. I was just talking to a friend of mine in
They've
a
added
guild.
a lot actually.
I was talking to a friend of mine who's got. They're in a guild for Star Trek Online and Knights of the Old Republic that I'm in. I just haven't played either one of those in like 2 years. Knights of the Old Republic got a little iffy, and then they brought it back with a lot of the extra stuff. And they went from subscription to free to play.
Free to play, yeah. But I'd still pay a subscription for that. 'Cause they have the
they
still have
different, they have different
subscription
tiers
up.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the
I'd
same
still
thing with
pay the $10
Star Trek Online. I think.
With the Old Republic, the storyline as far as MMOs go was one of the best storylines.
Oh yeah.
Just to be released.
BioWare always does good on stuff.
Well, and I remember seeing the way that they told it, because I remember seeing like gameplay trailers of going through quests and interacting with the storyline, and just the way it was presented.
Well,
there were cutscenes.
Each class had about a full RPG's worth of gameplay to it, just for the class storyline.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And the new expansion coming out is like the return of Revan or something, the rise of Revan.
Right.
Exactly
Yeah. No, that's one thing that I did see in my list. That one of the lists that was supposed to come out next week. I want to say. Tuesday.
But as far as MMOs go, there's
nothing much
not much going on. There's a new expansion for Eve, I believe, which we went
It
over.
involves spreadsheets. Yeah.
Of course, it's Eve.
It's pretty spreadsheets.
You look at the trailers and you're like, this game looks amazing. And then you look at gameplay and you're just like, I hate math.
I tried to play
differential calculus.
God.
I tried to play Eve once, and it just
once.
Here's the question.
Literally once.
Here's a question about that. Now I know you were talking about that. It's basically Spreadsheet Simulator 2014.
Yes.
So where do the space battles come in from? Are they just all pre-gen stuff?
Well, it's one of the things where you
or does
look
it go-
at your ship, you look at the ship you're about to fight, and the stats are even. There's no chance. You just go by stats, and then you decide whether or not you're going to fight.
Okay.
You can chase the person with the better ship, or you run away. All the decisions that you make are based off like just stats. It is pure stat based.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's no.
So
And then if you're like there are like 3 main corporations in the game, and they're all like player controlled. And like they're every couple of years there's like a big fleet battle. People lose like a crap ton of money, like real money, because everything at this point at this point Eve is one of the very few games in existence that has an exchange rate to real money.
Second Life still does.
Screw Second Life.
What? It does.
It does.
There are people whose jobs are Second Life.
I know.
Oh no!
Hi, cat.
Oh, hi, kitty cat.
Not the like stuff on the table.
Other than Eve, Warlords of Draenor just came out.
No.
Wow, easy mode.
No, they did a hard reset on
Kitty
stats
cat.
though.
Oh, they
Kitty
did.
cat.
Yeah.
That's my mic.
They did a hard reset on stats and damage, so it's back to more like vanilla style numbers. Which is it's cool, but it's still easy mode because you can pay for level 90.
I will give them some credit. I have never really had a whole lot of interest in WoW. If I was ever going to check it out, I would do that. I would just buy level 90.
Don't check it out. It's
It's
not worth your time.
It really isn't. That game is so not what it used to be.
They're
And
trying.
it hasn't been that way for a really long time, and it's a shame.
I feel with Warlords they're trying to bring it back to like vanilla. and they're trying to get that player base back, and they did. They got that player base back with how many people resubscribed just for Warlords.
Can I ask?
Crashed servers.
Really?
Oh yeah. That was one of the things that when they did that, the first week or two, the servers were just down left and right. Oh, I think.
They were down.
They weren't down.
They
had gotten rid of servers, and they were. I don't think they were expecting the amount of players to come back. So they were like 4-hour waits.
Oh yeah.
What was it? What was it that brought so many players back?
Just the new expansion.
Just the new expansion.
New expansion.
The story.
Expansion and the hard reset on
lore.
story on the lore, and the hard reset on stats and how the game plays.
Yeah.
They did another hard change on
the game.
On the game.
Also, that $400 PS4 thing isn't available anymore.
No.
I've been looking for it for the last 5 months.
So Warlords is.
What about the $329 Xbox One?
Who cares?
You can get Tomb Raider for. Oh God, you can get Tomb Raider for $8 on.
I care because we still need to buy 2 more of those things.
I can't find it. I think it's still available because Microsoft still has the price listed as that low.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the
In concerns of another MMO, Dungeon Fighter Online starts its beta in March.
Now, you've been talking about this for 6 months.
Yes,
he has.
It's because the game's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good.
Your tiny little fighter boners are going.
It's a Streets of Rage MMO.
Yeah.
I said that, and the cat brushed my foot, and I thought it was one of you two, and I got really uncomfortable.
Streets of Rage.
It's so good. It's the old arcade beat 'em ups, but with a combo system as an MMO. It's so good. If you didn't play it back when Nexon was hosting the servers, it's so good. And Neopal, the company that originally made it, is coming out with a Ghost in the Shell arena.
That's the
arena shooter.
I was about to bring that up. Now here's the thing: they confirmed that it is an arena shooter, not an MMO.
It's an arena shooter.
Okay, damn.
I
want to see either Ghost in the Shell. I have the PS2 Ghost in the Shell game, and it is amazing. And I still have a
Is it really? Is it good?
I'll loan it to you. I liked it.
I actually have a PS2. I would like to borrow that.
I really liked it, but the thing is, with some of the arena shooters, this happened with Shadowrun a few years ago. They did for the Xbox 360 early in its run.
Oh, that game was so bad.
Well, that's the thing, because it was an arena shooter.
Yeah,
they took all this really cool story and all this real possibility, and they went, okay, give them guns and let them run around and kill each other. And I'm like, espionage. I mean, actual Shadowruns. I mean, give me missions.
Yeah.
That's what I want out of a Shadowrun. Same thing with Ghost in the Shell. It's basically the same thing without magic. It's a future dystopian sort of cyborgs.
It's cyberpunk.
It's cyberpunk and espionage, and that's exactly what I want. And these companies keep taking these really good concepts and going, let's just let everyone shoot everyone and just accumulate points.
Because it's not like shooters aren't a dime a dozen already.
That's the thing. And the shooters can be good, and shooters are good. I like.
I mean, not to besmirk the genre, but
exactly. But that's the thing. It's I keep getting burned with that. Like they came out with that, and I was like, I looked at it, I'm like, this is probably gonna be an arena shooter, but I really, really hope this is an MMO, like either an MMO or just a straight first. Give me a first person. Give me a co-op. Anything. I mean, can you imagine a four-man Shadowrun group or a 4-man public security Section 9 team with actual missions in a game like that?
That'd be so good.
I saw the trailer for this game, the Ghost in the Shell game coming out, and I thought it was really awesome that they're finally giving Deus Ex Human Revolution a multiplayer mode.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
Because it looks like they just straight lifted assets from Deus Ex Human Revolution.
The designs
changed the color palette from orange to blue and went bananas.
No, the designs are very, very similar, and rightfully so, because they're both in the cyberpunk genre.
They are.
There's going to be a lot of shared resources between that sort of thing. So that didn't surprise me in the least.
But it looks identical.
And to get your rocks up even more, it's a standalone complex game.
Oh yeah, I noticed during the trailer. I don't know if they edited this in for censoring for the trailer, or if this is going to happen in the game. But the laughing man. Wait, if you pop someone in the head and the head explodes, the laughing man icon comes up over.
I'm pretty sure that's
And,
the
and,
trailer.
that's so
and
cool.
censors it.
No, I'm
That's
pretty
why
sure that was the trailer.
Yeah, that's just the trailer.
Even if that's just the trailer, mad props for that because that shows they're actually paying attention to some of the source material.
Yeah.
At least kind of.
I never realized that was from Ghost in the Shell because I never really
no, but
watched
Really?
it.
it's no.
I
it's
never
from-
really watched it.
You
well,
should.
here's the thing. What you're probably thinking about is the movie. There were 2 separate seasons, so 2
Yeah.
series.
There were
with 2 different
3
overall-
movies and 2 series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, two of the movies afterwards are really just cut up versions of the series. They're really just like
No, Innocence wasn't.
no, not the original, not Innocence, but there was The Laughing Man, and then there was another movie, and that's really just they took the overall story arc, cut out a lot of the filler, and made like a 2 or 2.5 hour movie about the Laughing Man story arc or the Solid State Society story arc. So it's really you can just get the whole thing in one shot without having to go through 20 episodes. Yeah.
Have you watched Arise? Ghost in the Shell Arise? Really good.
I only saw 1 episode because that's all I could find. It was like 1 or 2 episodes. It wasn't,
Yeah, I think there's 2 episodes on Netflix.
it's 2 episodes, and I was like, oh, this is really. It was on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, this is really. Why is there only 2 episodes? There's supposed to be more. Where's the rest of it?
I think
I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll.
there are more episodes.
I'm sorry, Tim. We're
I don't know if
we're
they're
slipping
out
into
yet.
the Shonen show here. we're
I
slipping
don't know
into
if
your
they're
show.
out yet. Yeah, I know. We started talking about Ghost in the Shell, and then all of a sudden we started talking about anime. But I hope that game's good. I really do.
No, so do I, and that's. I really want to see that game. I want to see that game be
I
worth
love her.
playing.
She's so awesome.
The Major is
Oh,
so
Major
good.
Kusanagi, yeah.
I swear, one of my favorite episodes from that show is in Second Gig when Saito recounts how he met the Major the first
Oh
time.
yeah.
That is one of my favorite episodes. I love that episode.
Yeah, you'll have to put this in the link. I put the link up on. God damn it. I put the link up on Facebook and when I first heard about it, and I did tag you in it.
For the game?
Yeah, for the game.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's so good. I got it before Kotaku. I'll take that one because I'm subscribed to
Eat that, Kotaku.
Neopol's Facebook page, and they announce a lot. They announce most of their stuff on Facebook.
Right. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Because you can try and look for their website, but they don't have a website. They do it pretty much all on Facebook.
Oh wow, that's
Like all the big announcements for Dungeon Fighter are done through the Dungeon Fighter Facebook page. That's how I learned about the alpha, the beta that's launching in March, the global server that they're trying to build.
now the beta for Dungeon Fighter Online, is that going to be an open beta? Or
I
is
think
it
it's a
I was
closed
just gonna
beta.
ask that.
I
So-
believe it's a closed beta.
So, for instance, for anyone listening who might want to check this out, where do they go to sign up for the beta? Are they still accepting beta applicants? Is it?
Don't know. I haven't looked into trying to get into the beta. I don't
That's
even know.
actually really shocking.
I don't even know if they've opened it up for applications for the beta yet. Let me just Yopal DNF for your references. It's facebook.com/neopal.dnf.
Linked up. Screw spelling.
Granted, all their posts are in Korean, but
There are plenty of translators
Get Google
online.
Translator.
So what I'll have to link in the actual annotations for this episode, since I'm currently on YouTube, is going to be the Google Translator page version of this.
I believe there is an English version. I'd have to let me go through my pages if I can find it. Pages, page feed. There we go. Dungeon Fighter Online. The English version for Dungeon Fighter is facebook.com/DFO global.
Okay, so
Closed beta test coming in March 2015. I haven't checked to see if there's a way to try and apply for the beta.
Maybe they'll announce it a little further along.
They might announce it, and it's going to be at their U.S. servers. So,
Speaking of betas, Halo 5 beta.
When does that launch?
I know, Tim. I know you don't care, but Halo is one of
Tim
the.
doesn't like good multiplayer.
He plays Destiny.
like I said.
I played Tribes. Shut your face.
Listen.
How can
when
you
compare
say-
you compare Bungie's multiplayer in Destiny to Bungie's multiplayer in any of the Halo games that they made,
And it's exactly
it is
the
a
same.
pale comparison.
It is exactly
what the hell are you
same.
talking about?
It is exactly the
No, it's
same.
not.
Yes,
I'll
it
give,
is.
I'll give EJ some credit on this. It is not. It is definitely not.
very much
It is
not.
not nowhere
The
near identical.
multiplayer, I've played more multiplayer in Destiny than I've played the storyline.
What story?
In physical multiplayer, yes, it's very similar. There are some.
Well, yeah, it's
But the lobbies and
it's still not as balanced as it could be. Lobbies,
No, it's not
are
balanced. You're
non-existent.
right, it's
the
not
matchmaking is god awful, and the reward system is
What
shit.
matchmaking?
Exactly.
Well,
The multiplayer.
But what about
is a-
the mechanics of the shooter? Is almost
that's not what
identical
he's
to
bringing
Halo.
That's not what I'm
2.
talking about.
that is definitely not what he's bringing in the question. The actual physical
So-
mechanics of the matchmaking itself is what he's talking about.
That is what
okay,
makes
yeah.
multiplayer.
The
Not
shooting is
necessarily-
still rock solid.
Yeah.
The shooting is still
it could be
straight out
for
Bungie.
Bungie. It could be a lot better. They could balance it a lot. more.
The balancing.
They could rein in the
I will
balancing a lot
totally
more.
admit it needs to be balanced because let me tell you, I'm
the
sick of being
matchmaking
killed.
is dog shit. The lobbies are meh, and it's just horribly unbalanced every time. And the rewards are just how does someone in fourth place?
I
get
got plan.
legendaries?
I got
Yeah.
Plan C out of Crucible.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah, I didn't need to buy it from Xur.
The engram drops are truly random.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
they are
straight up.
truly random.
If they should
Random.
at least give it to like the top three in
Like,
the match.
there
not,
have been a
like,
couple
sixth place.
times.
Well, I disagree with that because, frankly, like for instance, Crucible, no matter how often I play, I am never going to be top 3 in any match
Well, you
I'm
shouldn't
ever
be
in.
rewarded.
I usually
ever.
carry.
No.
I usually
think-
carry his fat voice.
I'm cool. I am cool with the rewards in multiplayer being random, but when you're talking about first, second, or third on a team, or first, second, or third in a game,
Yeah.
they should be guaranteed something, and they should be guaranteed something,
or at least a
that's-
higher chance of something.
Yeah, like because there have been so many times I've had it happen in Rumble and I've had it happen in Control where I've won the game of Rumble or I'm top of my team in Control and the guy who's last, who's got like a kill death ratio of
Yeah.
like 0.2 gets a legendary, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
I've seen. I've actually seen
Like,
that happen.
are you seriously kidding me right now?
I've seen someone join a Crucible match, literally like the last like 10 seconds, and get like a legendary or an exotic.
Like,
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen.
That's insane.
Even going back to like the last CMP where like we were talking about Achievement Hunter, there was that one go where Michael just went in and jumped for a match, and there was the chance of getting a legendary engram just by standing there and jumping.
Yeah.
That's
And,
it really
he didn't
is.
get it.
He didn't get it.
Gavin
but-
got it 9 seconds at the loot
At the loot cave.
At the loot cave.
But just going into like a not a rumble, but going into like a rumble or team deathmatch,
Yeah.
and just standing there and jumping, you can get a legendary engram out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, they really should kind of hone down the reward system in the multiplayer because I mean I've gotten a lot of good gear out of it, but it's few and far
There needs to be
between.
more balance.
Yeah, it's few and far between, and the balancing really because
It's gotten better.
I'm so sick and tired
But-
of getting just slaughtered by Warlocks and Titans because of their specials. Warlocks in particular, because most Warlocks that are doing PvP are geared to have their specials on like a minute and a half
Yeah.
cooldowns.
Well, most-
and it's just like, are
most-
you? Yeah.
Most warlocks have their as speaking as a warlock player, you're trying to get that 100% recharge rate on your super.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Because it's really
Like, both
good.
iterations of the warlock. It's so good because the void bomb you can void bomb from a map away.
and kill 6 people.
And kill 6 people. And the Sunsinger self-res is so dirty because not only does it self-res, it starts the timer for the infinite grenade.
Yeah. And you get back up and you just... I'm pretty sure it gives you damage reduction, too.
It gives you can spec it to damage for damage reduction. I spec it for increased super length, just because I want to. I'm
yeah,
PV,
like
I'm a PVEer, so I don't do it for the DR.
You get back up and you just start chucking grenades.
You start
and
chucking
just,
grenades.
And just don't stop.
They did. I believe they did do a tweak at some point because it used to also that same charge rate cooldown applied to melees as well.
Oh, really?
Now it really doesn't.
Oh, wait. So your melee
would recharge in about a second and a half.
Your like thrown melee or whatever. Like for instance, like what does
The melee ability.
Yeah, the melee ability, right? Because like the hunter that has the throwing daggers.
Yeah.
And I actually have mine spec'd out. So I have 2 daggers, but if I make a kill with a headshot, like a critical hit with it, it immediately refills one of those daggers. So if I can just pull off, and I do almost exclusively PvE, but if I pull off headshot after headshot after headshot with the daggers, I don't run out of daggers.
You have fun with that.
Because
those precision kills are tough.
I've had 5, 6, 7 in a run.
I mean, like it's possible, and I've been working up my gunslinger because I've been doing vault, and you cannot be a blade dancer in vault.
And
you just
it does not work very well. I was running blade dancer as my primary for a long time.
It doesn't.
And then we started raiding, and I went back in to finish leveling my gunslinger abilities, and I just haven't gone back to blade dancer since.
I'm blade dancer unless.
Well, they also kind of nerfed some of blade dancer's stuff. They made that slightly less OP.
They nerfed them because of PvP.
Yeah,
because blade dancers were just straight up way overpowered in PvP. And one of the things, like, you can be a blade dancer in PvE. You just have to be spot on perfect with it, though.
You can be a blade dancer.
I just wasn't.
You can be a blade dancer in PvE anywhere except for the vault. You cannot raid as a blade dancer.
I probably could make it work, but you would have to be spot on.
Yeah.
Ludicrous with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, I don't even know how you can make it work, because you're basically nullifying out your special. You can't use your special. You'll die.
It depends. It depends on what you're fighting. You can't use it for
You can't use it on a boss.
Well, you can't use it on a boss. You can use it. You can't use it on the fanatics.
You can't use it on the fanatics, and you can't use it on the what are the start with an S at the end, in with Atheon.
Oh, the supplicants.
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 It's an
You can't use it on them either.
Yeah.
You can't use it on the Oracle because they explode.
Yeah,
I've meleeed oracles, but that's another fault with the hunter because with the Titan and the warlock, when you melee, you can put the shield. You
get the shield.
You get the shield. You basically get the shield. That's the problem with the hunters. Like, they don't have that shield ability.
They don't need to.
They really do.
They really do.
I have never needed a
They
that shield.
really do.
I've never needed that shield.
Our longevity's just not there. We go down like a sack of bricks.
Yeah,
maybe you do.
Man.
I've watched you in PvE. You go down like a sack of bricks,
man.
Sean.
And not as badly as not as badly as you're making.
When
it
I
sound.
get the PS4, we'll hop into some PvP.
And granted, this is experience coming from me, who's got a level 29 warlock, a level 28 Titan, and a level 27 hunter. The hunter compared to the Titan and warlock in PvE, the hunter is trash. Is absolute trash.
See, I've been doing really well with the hunter. Honestly, I've been doing very well with the hunter.
Try a Titan or a warlock, and you'll.
Do you hang back? Do you hang back?
No, I do a combination.
Okay.
I honestly do a combination. I mean, I play the hunter like you should be playing a hunter, which is more like a scout sniper. Damage from a distance when I can, and then when I pop in, I'm in knife for a couple of shots, and then I'm back out.
See,
as you should. But
the thing is, you can't,
I play it like guerrilla warfare.
You can't. Yeah, you have to play him like that. You cannot play him like a tank because it does not work.
And see, that's the problem. If you're doing solo stuff, there's a lot of times you don't have that backup person to take the heat for you.
I soloed a lot of that game. I soloed seriously a lot of that game.
But when you look at the daily missions, have you when was the last time you soloed a daily mission?
No, I haven't soloed any of that. I haven't soloed any of the storyline mission stuff. I soloed a lot of that.
Well, it's designed to be able to solo all the story missions. But when you get into like the really high end stuff, like the daily at 28, I can do that fine, no problems with both the warlock and the Titan. But when it comes down to my hunter, I can't do it. It takes me 18 deaths.
Isn't the and then maybe is the daily? Well, the daily's not a strike. That's
It's not a strike, it's a mission.
Whenever I go into the daily, I'm always going in with other people anyway, so I've
Yeah.
never tried to solo the daily.
You should try the solid at 28 sometime and see how hard it is as a hunter.
It is really hard. It's gotten to the point where I've noticed there are certain dailies I can't do. I just if the daily on that day is a later story mission, like maybe one of the ones on Mars and some of the ones on Venus, I can't do them. It just spawns way too many enemies, and I can't take that much heat.
Yeah, there's certain ones that you can't do as a hunter, and that's where the problem lies. If you're a PvEer, there's things out there that you can't do as a hunter where you can do it as a warlock or a titan.
Yeah,
as either spec of warlock and titan, and granted, it might take you longer with a titan because you might have a couple more deaths and just trying to figure out how things are spawning.
But here's the thing with the titans too, because I've played alongside titans, and I've seen my kill count way outshine their. Like I mean,
we kill things faster.
Double, triple kills.
We kill things faster.
You're glass cannon, but that's
we're
glass
the thing cannons.
With the hunter, you're a glass cannon.
But then the problem with that is that we're not as much of a glass cannon as the warlock, because a warlock will out damage us.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you may see your kill count be higher than a titan, but the Titan's in there taking the heat.
No,
they're going to be the Titan will be taking the heat.
No, that is absolutely true. They are definitely a distraction.
And the warlock will take a lot of heat for you too.
Yeah.
Because just the sheer amount of DPS output that the warlock can do will take a lot of heat off of a hunter. Even though the hunter's DPS might be really high, the burst damage of a warlock is so great that they will just pull enemies towards them. And depending on how the warlock plays, and I'm not a good example of it because I like playing up in the face. As a warlock, I like playing up in the face because I'm a Sunsinger, so I play the flame shield warlock. So I run up flame shield. So I have the overshield. I have the Bungie overshield. So I can go in and take a lot of heat, and that's and with the warlock and titan, that's our job, is we take heat.
Right.
And the hunter's supposed to finish them off. But if you don't have that person to take the heat, the hunter it's kind of useless.
I really wish the only ability a hunter has to heal himself or provide him with another shield is there's one perk in the Blade Dancer tree. When you kill someone with Arc Blade, you instantly regen. That is the only way hunters have of giving themselves more longevity in a firefight. And it's crap because you have to use your special to do it.
Yeah. And hunters are team based. They're really a PvP and team based PvE.
Yeah. As long as they're a gunslinger. Because
you have to learn the Blade Dancer to make it work in PvE.
I mean, I couldn't. No, like I know how to use a Blade Dancer in PvP or in PvE. It's this. When I picked up the game, I hated being a gunslinger. I hated it. I hate the throwing knife. I think it's really hard to aim.
It's hard to
aim
off
for a little while, and then when I finally
I love the throwing knife.
I'm getting better at it now. Now that I've been doing gunslinger a lot more, but
trust me, if you can line up the headshot, it is as good an instant kill as a hand cannon.
Yeah, I've noticed it because I've hit for like 1400 with precision.
It's great if you're coming as a hunter and only a hunter. As only a gunslinger, but if you're coming from another character and you're used to like just being able to turn a corner and hit something, and when you turn a corner and just throw your knife out into nowhere, it's a problem.
I've slipped and done that more often than I really want to. I'll grant you that, admittedly, but I think a lot of your straight out hatred on the hunter is that fact that you played something else first and then you came.
I'm playing two better characters. And it's my
And that's
hatred
exactly
because
what I'm talking about.
It's my hatred for the hunter, because there was a no point with the Titan where I went, because I started with a warlock, which is one of the most OP class. It's pretty much the most OP class in the game. I started with a warlock and then moved to a Titan, and there was really no point when I moved to a Titan where I went, I hate this. I absolutely hate being a Titan. There was no point. It was pretty much at every turn with the hunter where I went, I hate this. I absolutely.
Oh, believe
hate
me, I know.
being a hunter.
I've seen your posts. We've talked about.
You just don't like the play style. Doesn't mean it's not viable for people who are good at it.
It's a really techie play style.
I like that. I like that.
It's a really
not
techie
only do
play
I
style.
like that play style. That play style, I swear, that play style specifically is V's play style.
Yeah.
She does very well as a
By the way,
hunter.
I am still here.
Yeah,
But he doesn't play.
Why don't you play Destiny?
because he doesn't have a
Lack
system
of a
to play it
PS4.
on.
Get it on PS3. Come play with me on PS3.
Actually, I probably could now that I have a thing loaded on the PS4. on the PS4
yeah,
upstairs.
you should come play with me on PS3 because
Nader doesn't have anybody to play with.
I don't have anybody, but I have Simon. That's it.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
It's my buddy.
That's really
It's not.
helpful.
It's not that thing that you push.
No,
and it
it's
makes all
not.
those
No,
noises.
it's not. It's not.
Because I just see.
I can just see him
you
sitting on a
with
couch.
controller.
Let me tell you how I've had
He's
people
sitting on a couch with your controller, and just next to you is a Simon from the '90s with a controller in front of it, and a beer in your hand.
Let me
and
tell
a
you
gun
how
in your other point of your
a
goddamn
Simon
temple.
with a controller next to it would probably be better than some of the random schmucks I have picked up in Pug Vault groups.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
good God.
Didn't you try and walk into a vault raid with a few people as like a level 24?
Oh, yeah, one of them, yeah.
No, you were a 24.
No, I wasn't 24.
No, I thought you did. I thought you did.
Oh, no, that
you
was-
You walked in and pretty much just melted.
That was I saw two buddies that I had been doing strikes with. They were in the vault. It was just the two of them, and
Oh God. I don't want to think about that.
you know they were. I think they were just messing around. They were just figuring things out. And so I just hopped in with them, and it was the three of us trying to open the doors. And so I putzed around with them for like 15 minutes. And was like, okay, we're not getting anywhere. Bye.
Even at 28 and 29, we still have problems with
yeah.
the Praetorians coming into our sync plates.
Oh yeah. What was?
I
what
swear
was,
that's the hardest part of the
What was
encounter
V
for me.
screaming the other night? She's like, "Oh my God, I've got a Praetorian in me."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
And it gets down to the point where you have to be aware of where the Praetorian's coming from as soon as it spawns.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
if you got two 28s or two 29s sitting on a Praetorian as it spawns, it's going to be taken down
it's
before
not. Yeah, it's not going to get very far.
before it gets to the plate.
Yeah.
You might have a couple problems if you can't get that shield down, which is where the AR comes in, because the AR will eat shields.
Fusion rifle.
No.
Fusion rifle.
No. What? And here's the thing, because I was mentioning this earlier. I cannot stand the ARs. The ARs, the pulse rifles, I don't like them.
I love pulse
They're not
rifles. I hate
precision
pulse
enough
rifles.
for me. They just absolutely aren't. They aren't. It's
You
like
have to get-
it's like taking a chainsaw to a surgeon.
Really,
to a
the
surgery.
pulse rifles aren't precise enough for you?
Pulse,
yeah.
the jump in between pulses is too great. Even in auto fire mode with perfect balance, it's too great. I've done a lot of testing on pulse rifles with this.
Really? So I have no.
He has
I suffer
grants.
no issue popping things in the head like 6 times with a pulse rifle.
Yeah, you
I-
see, and then that's where I take issue with that and the AR. The AR, even if I can keep it straight on the skull, I'm going through half a clip or like a full mag, where it would take me 1, maybe 2 shots with a decently powered scout rifle or hand cannon, straight out.
I don't see that at all, and I do a lot of testing in between because I have a lot of hand cannons and a lot of scout rifles that I've tested a lot, and they still don't compare with the amount of damage, consistent damage that you can put out with an AR.
Well, it depends on how often you're actually hitting their skull consistently.
And the problem the big problem with the AR is a lot of people play with an AR and don't get the perfect balance because you have to have the perfect balance mod on it.
No, I'm working with Dr.
Yeah.
Nope right now, and I right now, honestly, I hate that gun.
Yeah.
And everyone's humping that gun's leg, and I'm like, you know what? I'll get it, and I'll try it, and I'm running it until I get to perfect balance. But once I get that leveled up past that, and I still don't like it, I'm probably just going to break it.
Once you have, and that's the problem with the ARs, is you have to get the perfect balance before you really start to love it. Because once you get the perfect balance, that reticle does not move.
Right. Well, it's kind of like my heavy machine gun, Zombie Apocalypse. Yeah. I use that in place of the AR right now because it is high DPS, high damage, fully upgraded, and the balance on that is so spot on. It does that. That's exactly what it is. It is a surgical chainsaw. Is that what that is?
My Thunderlord is like that.
Yeah,
it has an ability. The longer it's fired, the more accurate it becomes.
No,
it's not even that.
This starts out accurate. The reticule. I have this fully
like
upgraded.
A nail driver.
Exactly, and that's where I use that. I use that on the Praetorians specifically because I can just aim for the red dot and keep it there, and it doesn't get halfway towards the plate.
And that,
I for Praetorians, I just pull out a void fusion rifle.
Well, that's the other thing.
They're down in 2-3 hits.
The zombie apocalypse I have is void.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
If you have a void fusion rifle, I
have a void fusion rifle and I have a shotgun for every occasion.
Yeah.
I use.
I have 3 invisible hands. One is void, one is arc, one is burn.
I got two. I got literally 2 identical comedians from the vault. I had to break one. I didn't see any point in keeping 2 comedians.
I try to stick with my rocket launchers to be void, just for that one singular blast. Just punch Praetorians in the butthole with void. But my fusion rifles are arc and solar because, well, why wouldn't you?
Here's something to consider. What because Vex are weak to void, what are Hive weak to?
Oh, fire.
Is it
solar.
Okay? Is it solar? Okay.
Solar.
Yeah, solar.
So I guess come Tuesday we're going to see a rise in the need for good solar weapons.
Oh, you know what's really funny is I was telling Lucci about this earlier. I can't remember the name of it now, but I got a scout rifle from the vault.
Is it the Vision of Confluence?
I
hate you so much.
That's what I've been running as my primary for the last couple weeks.
Well, I understand why you hate auto rifles now. Because you have a Vision of Confluence.
I hated auto rifles before I got that. Like
but now you have a scout rifle that fires in full auto,
and it does solar damage.
Solar damage.
It's a primary with elemental.
Oh, I hate you so much. That is the one gun I want from the vault. So
it's
bad.
It's my second most wanted gun out of the vault.
You want the Mythocast, don't you?
No, I want the Atheon.
Oh, the Epitaph.
Epitaph, because it's a void high fire rate auto rifle. I want it so bad.
Just chew Vex up for dinner.
Vision of Confluence would be my consolation prize that I would be happy to walk out of there with. But I don't get weapons out of the vault. I get the ship and I get the. Did you
get the speeder?
No, I didn't get the speeder. I get
not yet.
Out of the vault, I get the ship, and I get what's it called?
Chatterwhite.
Chatterwhite.
I've gotten Chatterwhite once. I've gotten. I don't think I've gotten a ship. I've gotten the gloves. I've gotten no armor out of it. All I've ever gotten is the gloves. So right now I'm running. I'm still running the Queen's missions.
Oh, you poor man.
Yeah, I can't.
I still use the helmet.
You poor
use the helmet.
No, I finally got an
man.
exotic. I got a Aclophage symbiote. I got that helmet. But I still need raid boots and a raid chest piece, and I still need to level them all up.
The Vanguard gear is better than the Queen Strike stuff.
I've got it maxed out at this point. So
I'm so kicking myself for not buying the helmet that Zur had like a month or 2 ago. It was the one where you can still see the radar when looking down the scopes of primary weapons.
Oh!
I'm so mad I didn't get it.
I didn't know that was.
I so should have gotten.
I have patience and time.
Oh, that sniper rifle's so good.
It's the best PvP sniper in the game.
And that sniper rifle has that
broken. It is broken.
And even in PvE, I'm getting 4K headshot precision shots out of it. 4K.
Is that the one where? Is that one of the ones like I have Praedyth's Revenge, where if you critical,
it doesn't even have the Firefly on it.
Yeah, I think it's Firefly. I think if you critical hit it, they explode.
No, it does not have that. It's just a straight up exotic PvP weapon that does 4K on precision
There is a
shots.
scout rifle in the Vanguard that has Firefly. That is my next purchase.
I have it.
That show is awesome.
It's the Oh,
hey, EJ, what's up?
How's it going?
I have it. I wish I could have given you one of my like 3 spares of it.
Oh, yeah, I would have wanted it.
Because when I get legendary engrams, it always gives me something that I have like 3 of already.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I'm just getting drunk in the corner.
And
Well,
it gets to the point I'm at the point where I have over 100 of each ascendant material.
I hate you.
I also have very sporadic work, so when I'm not at work, I play Destiny.
Yeah, no, that's true. You've maxed out characters like really quickly.
Yeah.
On that note, we actually have to end. We're out
Yes,
of time. Until next week, I've been Shawn.
I'm EJ. Still.
This is Lynch with the Destiny cast.
This is Nader.
Who's actually here?
Thank you for listening and keep gaming.